Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the virtual Pettis Art Museum, Miami. My name is Marie Vickles, and I'm the Director of Education, and tonight we are presenting the online version of our Local Views at PAMM program with artist Jenna Balfe. This casual 30-minute conversation takes place every Thursday through the month of August online at 6 p.m. via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Our virtual Local Views program is presented with the generous support of the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation and features Miami-based artists sharing their practice and discussing works of art from PAMM's exhibition programs that connect in various ways to their own work. As a 21st century museum dedicated to representing the diverse multicultural communities of South Florida, the Perez Art Museum Miami continues to strive to be a forum for open, honest, and at times challenging dialogue while creating understanding through the power of art. Tonight, I am so happy to present Jenna Balfe as her work asks some very important and reflective questions that require us to look inside of ourselves and think about the way we interact with one another, as well as our natural and created environments. Before I introduce Jenna, I would like to acknowledge and thank the incredible team of people that work so very hard to make these programs come together online every week. Big thank yous to Anita Bram, Associate Director of Adult Programs and Audience Engagement, Alan Mueller, Membership Manager, and of course, our world-class AV team, Denise Faxis and Andrew Bird. We could not do this without you all. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get started. Jenna Balfe is a multidisciplinary artist and activist that lives and works in Miami. In 2011, she co-founded Nature Links for Lifelong Learning, a nonprofit that serves young adults with developmental delays. And in 2012, she began an ongoing research through her community class, Bodymovement, exploring the body's relation to existential context and other bodies and Earth. In 2018, she was recognized by Oolite Arts for her project Transnaturism and awarded a grant to cultivate this work. It was then shown at NADA Art Fair 2018 and Downtown Art Days through a grant provided by the Miami DDA in partnership with BFI in September of 2019. Most recently, Jenna performed The Length of Each Other Despite Difference at Performia at Edgezones Gallery in February of 2020. Her work has been featured at the Knockdown Center, Queens, New York, Bas Fisher Invitational, Miami, School of the Art Institute of Chicago, Faena Art Forum, Miami, Movement Research Incorporated, NYC, Miami Art Museum, the Museum of Modern Art, Dominican Republic, Edgezones Miami, the Department of Reflection with Misael Soto, Mana Contemporary Miami, and in New Jersey. Jenna is also a singer and co-founder of the post-punk performance art group Donzii, who opened for New Order in January of 2020. She holds a Master of Science in Dance Movement Therapy from Pratt University in Brooklyn, New York, and she is a board member of the environmental activist group, the Urban Environmental League. As you watch along this evening on Facebook or YouTube Live, please post questions for Jenna in the comments section. She will try to answer as many as possible in the Q&A portion of this evening's presentation. And remember, if you value this and other programs presented by the museum, please consider supporting us by going to pam.org/donate. So with that said, please join me in giving a warm welcome to Jenna Balfe.
This is a Miss.
All right, guys, we're gonna start off by shaking. Start shaking your little leg. Shake your hands. To the rhythm of the music. Rhythm out, release.
Missy in this bitch doing shit you ain't never seen. Missy in this bitch doing shit you ain't never seen. Get it.
Let go of all the interpretation. Let go of your guilt. Let go of what you're supposed to do. Let go of what you're supposed to be.
Shooters with me, 100 troops.
Bring it up in the legs.
We don't give
Shake them faster.
Go up and down.
Fast
Round like a ceiling.
Take it around.
Like a ceiling bed. Round like a ceiling bed. Round like a
Take it up.
Cool up.
Faster.
Cool up. Cool up. Cool up. Cool up. Cool up.
Faster. You're on. shoulders. Shake the shoulders. More. What were you supposed to be doing in an hour? Who cares? Now we're gonna go. We're gonna build it up.
Shape like a fish eye lens. I make it drop, yeah, I make it bend. Cool off till I feel the wind. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Way too high to get over me. Way too low to get under my skin. All the DJs gon' hit that spin. I'ma play this again and again and again. Cool up. Cool up.
We're gonna go faster.
Cool up.
Faster.
Cool up.
Shake everything you got.
Cool up.
Shake it. Go as fast as you can. Focus! Shake it! Woo! Relax. Breathe. Here. Feel your breath. We all breathe. Feel the blood in your body going up to your head. Hands over your head. I'll help you get more. And then up, down. We're going to take 3 big breaths in together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Here we go. Inhale. You can do this anytime you want, and you can radically change your perspective and emotional state. Just 3 breaths in and out. Now join me. Inhale the arms up. Up. Inhale them up. And we're going to exhale, roll over. Bend your knees. Release the head. Grab your elbows. Shake your head. Yes. Just be like this. Shake your head. No. Stop the hand. Bend your knees. And all the way up. We're going to exhale again, go over. Keep the legs straight. Hands on the floor, hand on your chin, your knees. Get a nice stretch in the back of your legs. Bend the knees. Good. Up. Exhale, wide legs. Big breath in. Over, across, up. Back, over. In, down, jump it in. Left, right, left, right. Roll your neck down. Don't go all the way back. Don't punch yourself in the spine. Back down. Other way. Alright. We got a little warmed up, so now we're going to get into some stuff, right? So, we want to do something. We're going to try to move our bodies in a wavy fashion. We're going to start with our arms. You're just going to listen to this music. Move your arms in a smooth, wavy way. I'm swaying side to side, I can't help it. You do. Lift your arms, take them up. Run, take them behind. subtleness of movement, negative, positive spaces, negative. I wish I were there with you. It's just so funny, but now we're bringing it into the hips, wavy and smooth, and the knees and legs and feet. So now we're here, full body. Move around the space a little, exploring with your wavy, smooth body. Now we're going to transition to strong. So just your arms. You're going to try to be strong. Strong. Flexing the muscles. Every day. Bring it into your neck and torso. Feel the strength of your body. Make it sharp, angular, strong, decisive, and up to the feet. Oh, bring it into the waist, the torso. Flexing your muscles. Be strong. Oh. Bring it on down to the legs, the knees. It's like everything is like tensing, tight. Low body, T-bot, anyone? Oh, okay, we're back. Whoa! Move it around now, let's get it. See, show everybody how big it is. Woo, you can be. Oh! Oh! Yeah! I'm serious! And now, I'm gonna combine things. Okay? You have the wavy. You have the strong. So what we're gonna try to do is we're going to make the left side wavy. Right side strong. You wanna try it with me? Back a little here. So let's start. We got wavy side, strong side. You use the whole body. This will be kind of confusing, but this is just an exercise, right? Oh! Brain! Brain doesn't know. Wow, so weird. Trying to keep one side smooth, other side super strong. Oh man, that's exactly what mine. Right? Whoa. Oh, let that go. My God. Hope your brains are okay at home. Now we're going to switch sides. Strong. Left. Face. Right. I hope you're laughing at me. Laughing with me, right? Good try. Smooth. Right. Strong. Yeah. Woo. Very odd. Whoa. The other side, he's trying to pick up what the other side's doing. It's like very weird. Alright. Let it all go. Just take a little walk around. This is some good music playing. Local band, play hand. Check them out. It's not bad. You keep walking around, don't lose movement. But it's like, how can we be gentle and strong at the same time? How can we be forceful but be compassionate at the same time? It's hard, but it's possible. Now, I want you to we're just gonna dance. And you can bring it all in at once. Bring in the strong, bring in the wave, bring in the breath. Just with your body, bring in the shaking if you want to release. Do that too. I'm not trying to get fancy, just exploring the space, the body. This concept of duality that is so hard to understand. Alright guys, all to take a really strong pose in your bones, okay? Come on. Great. Now we're going to take a really gentle pose. What's a really gentle way to express something? Here's mine. Now I'd like you to give this experience to someone that you care about. Doesn't matter that they can't see. Just give it to them through movement right now. Give this strength and flexibility to someone that you care about. That's it for today. Thank you guys so much for doing this with me. And see you in 1 second.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me tonight. Really happy to be here. I hope that you did the body movement at home in your living rooms or whatever space you may have had. I don't know, maybe you did it outside, but either way, I hope you enjoyed and were able to move along. It's a huge part of my work, which is being embodied, connecting the emotional to the physical, to the mental, to the spiritual, and finding a different way to be on this earth. So with that, I'd like to talk to you about my work, where I'm at right now and what I've been thinking about. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of slides and pictures to help me explain better where my brain is. Can you cue up the slides? Oh, okay, I don't know what's going on. Awesome. So the work that I'm involved in right now, I've titled it Repatriating to the Earth. And how do I explain this? There's this kind of, we fear nature because it has the power to take over, right? So in this picture you have like the lion moving away from, you know, this Capitol building that's obviously totally grown over. And, you know, since we've been, you know, civilized, we've been trying to control and suppress nature so that we can be comfortable and not be afraid of being eaten by lions and bears and oh my. So there's a point to it, because I definitely, you know, wouldn't want to walk out of my house and get eaten by a bear, or would I? On the right day, I'd probably be like, just come on, bear. Which brings me to this idea of, maybe it's scary to some, nature, but to me it can be really soothing, this idea of nature taking over what we've created. And I know that sounds kind of anti-human in a way, but it's like, it's just this deep sentiment that I have when I see, you know, plants taking over a building like this. It soothes me, because I feel that humans have just gotten too out of control. You know, there's not a balance, right? So my work, I'm seeking to find more balance and express that and bring people to it. So here I'm in a moment of ecstasy in the mangroves during the golden hour. This is right outside of Coconut Grove, which those of you from Miami, I'm sure, know very well. Just on the outskirts of this once village, now semi-town, I don't know. There's a bunch of mangrove forest, and, you know, there's a chunk of cement at the bottom of the picture where my hand is kind of pointing, and my other hand is pointing up toward, you know, the trees. So for me, this image, it's a way to show my efforts of trying to seek this balance. I'm going to move along. Because being afraid of nature, it makes a recursive loop between us being able to trust nature, enjoy nature, and then being able to help nature. And this is kind of where the heart of my work is right now. It's this idea that, you know, because we fear the natural world overtaking us, or even like our own instincts overtaking us, you know, let's say, we repress them. And so we create a disconnect. We're not really able to just go outside and, you know, exhale into nature. We feel frightened. We also feel guilt, you know, because we're not doing enough, because we're driving cars, because we're wearing clothes, because we're using headphones. It's like this constant cycle. But I guess the thing that I really am trying to communicate right now is that it's really okay to just kind of let that all go and enjoy nature, because it's going to teach you so much, and it's going to give you the tools you need to really fight, to just trust that you actually can be cradled by the natural world, by the sun, by the sky, by a tree, a plant, anything. You can just look at it and really look at it and appreciate its lines, and it'll fill you with something. I believe it. Which brings me to values. This is another thing that affects how we deal with the natural world. Obviously, people have, there's a myriad of value systems, right? It's predicated upon culture, religion, where you grew up, different all over the place. A lot of people can agree that altruism is a good value. This idea of helping other people, you know, like if you see someone down, you want to pick them up. Most religions from all over the world, sorry, the image is a little blurry, but they have this as one of their main tenets. And there's a million religions, a lot of them not even reflected here. So I thought this was a funny slide, because it's just the idea of helping someone out when they're about to fall down, you know. And I think one of the things that, you know, affects how we're caring for the earth right now is that within our value systems, we're not placing the earth in there. We're not placing the environment. We're not placing our shared breath in there as a value. There are all these external sort of things. You know, we're making the earth as something like external, that it's just there. You know, we're going to breathe. Hopefully things work out. That's how some people view it. They view it as sort of just a resource that they can use to create expensive objects that will reflect their worth or their value, if you see where I'm getting at here. So something that I really am also trying to promote through my work is existential value of nature, which is this idea that nature has a value simply for existing, right? It doesn't have a voice. It can't speak like me and you. It's just there. It's very vulnerable, and it's very enticing, because we look at it and we see these trees, we see, this is the Everglades, but we see resources. We see things that can help make our lives more comfortable, more easy. But it's really hard in a way to sort of respect, you know? For me, I came across this term of existential value maybe 10 or 15 years ago in my undergrad program and in environmental science, and it really blew my mind. I was like, yes, forests, trees, the sky, they have value just for being. It's just that simple. And I think that until we can really come to deeply understand that, we're going to keep messing it up. And this is one of my favorite places in the world, mangrove forest. This is a channel where you can go canoeing or kayaking through. And it has value just for being there. That's all it has to do. And that's also arguably all any of us have to do, right? To be alive. Another part of what I'm doing here is that the environment shouldn't have to be political, right? Because it has existential value. Obviously, the environment is affected by politics, right? The environment is affected by the different laws, the different policies, the regulations that are applied to companies, what they can and cannot dump into the ocean and into the air, the type of energy that we use, nuclear energy versus solar power or windmill or whatever. And all these things have problems. I'm not trying to say that anything is the best way, but the environment needs to exist outside of these things. We need to place it as something that's just so inherently important to all of our lives that it just becomes simple, you know? And this picture, it's a little, it's a bit of a current state of affairs. On Saturday, they're going to be having a Trump boat parade on the bay. Listen, I don't care what your party is. If you're for Trump, if you're for Biden, if you're for Kanye West, I don't care. All I'm saying is that the bay right now is really sick. And I don't think that we should be having a parade on the water. It feels like dancing on someone's grave, if you know what I mean. Which brings me back to existential value, right? We don't, you know, we're not looking at the ocean as something that's living and breathing and has a right to be beautiful and thriving. Instead, we're like, oh, we can just plop our boats on it and do whatever. And look, I love boats. But, you know, again, we have to be balanced. If there's a problem, if, you know, the bay is like kind of choking for air right now, maybe it's not the right time. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to get into like, oh, this, that. I don't want to go there. If you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican, whatever, just don't have a parade on the bay right now. This is the fish kill. you know, it breaks my heart. It really does. And this is why I'm doing this work, you know? Sorry, getting a little emotional. But I'm doing this work because I'm searching for, you know, what is real, right? How can we be so far from what is real? How can we be so far from, you know, what really can move us and touch us and bring us together and not put a hole in our planet's ozone layer or just kill everyone off, you know? On a lighter note, this is also real. I just felt like, you know, I knew I was going to get emotional after that, so I put this slide in. I'm real, and I'm here as an artist in Miami for people. You know, I'm here for you guys. I want to do this because I'm doing this, and you know, I really want to thank PAMM for giving me the opportunity, because I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you think about my art and my ideas, what you think I should add. I want to act as a representative, you know. I don't want to just be out here on my own. I don't look at the world in that way, and I don't look at my art in that way. I'm very much about the people, and I'm very much about trying to help, trying to serve. That's always what I've been about. This picture cheered me up. Okay, we're going. We're going back in. So, getting back to the work, repatriating to the earth, I guess I want to talk a little bit about how that becomes embodied. Obviously, there's, you know, in this photo, I'm just kind of like in the very, very early stages of this work, so this is really just me playing around with concepts, you know, but obviously the work is about just that. It's about repatriating to the earth, not being ascribing ideologies or political views or ethics or whatever it is to how we deal with the planet, but just really being like, I belong to this. Like, this is our air. I take this into myself to be alive. So in this picture, I'm kind of trying to figure out how I can represent that. And so obviously this is it's very sensual. It's me connecting with a bougainvillea plant on the roof of my house, which I thought kind of spoke to the, you know, some of the underlying currents of the work, because, you know, it's a plant that's up on a roof, but that I'm still able to become completely absorbed by. And here I'm trying to become a part of it in a way, but it's still in this place that it's not touching the ground, it's the top of a house that's built. So creating all these sort of like opposing realities, I guess, in a way. I'm gonna skip forward. And this is a slide from Transnaturism that we did at Nada Art Fair in 2018 through the Bas Fisher Invitational. Naomi and Lee were awesome in helping me get that together. It was my first big production. But here we're wrapping up my friend, brother Dan. Hey, Dan. And that's Pebble, Nikki, and Baker. And we're wrapping him up in a bunch of vines and throwing him into a log vehicle that we made with the help of a friend, Chris Hausbeck. And to me, you know, I don't really want to get too much into this piece, but I chose this slide because it's teamwork, you know, as kind of surreal as this image is. I think most of our lives feel kind of surreal right now, with the state of the world and politics. So I don't feel like I need to apologize for the strangeness of this. But anyway, it's about coming together. It's about being with people. This is what makes the world, makes things real, you know? It's like when we want to approach nature without the fantasy of it, you know, without making it something safe. Like if we go into a forest at night when we're camping or something, and we really want to make that plunge, it's easier if you have a friend, you know. All right, cool. People. So I just keep bringing it back to people. I think, you know, this is from a body movement class. Just wanted to show that. Connection. Again, this is from Transnaturism, Metro Movement, 2019. My friend Nicole Salcedo. She's an amazing artist here in Miami. And yeah, connecting with people. You know, it's so important to have just sometimes your feet in the ground, kind of claiming your right to be on this planet, you know, and be with and connect to another body. This is a lot of what I'm looking at with my work. And spirit, connecting to other people deeply in nature. So things I want to look at is are for this work sort of working with people. It's probably going to be long distance for now, but working with people to talk to me about their value systems, and then I want to create some gestural vocabulary based on that, and then some group work based on that. And then we're going to figure out how we can move that outside and how we can potentially even build something that can represent our value system, something that's alive, something that's growing. And I'm saying that literally. Like I said, it's really in the works right now. So these are all very baby ideas, but it definitely is going to involve living things and sort of codified movement vocabularies based on held and also feel accountable, but without having those two things sort of crash into each other and create a constant state of anxiety. Sometimes it is important to just I'm just sort of sitting here talking, and I'm going to hand it over to Anita.
Hi. Thank you so much. That was amazing. From the movement to the earth, I feel like you covered a lot. And so we'll wait for people to get warmed up on questions, and have a first question that is from Cara de Spain. And she asked, can you please make an online dark wave dance party? I will get gothed up.
Oh man, I'm writing that one down. You got it,
New project.
New project. That I can definitely do. We're gonna do like a body movement soon, so I incorporate some of those elements for sure.
Definitely. I like it.
Dark wave body movement.
Dark wave body movement.
Cool.
Yeah, dark wave dance party.
Thanks.
And get gothed up.
Yeah. Got it.
Let's see. We have another question from Adrienne Rose Gianta. She asked, how has COVID/pandemic/quarantine affected your group work and desire to connect with people?
Man, I mean, that's such a huge question. It's hugely affected me because I haven't been able to do it. You know, I mean, I've done like a few sort of things through Zoom, and it definitely satisfies something, but it's weird, you know? And then like even like going outside, there's a lot of limitations on that too, because you want to be safe, you want to be respectful of other people. So it's definitely, it was tough to work through for a while. Honestly, I felt that's why I've been kind of stuck working on this for so long and haven't made as much headway as I've liked, because I've been confused. You know, I'm so used to working with other people and being outside. Like without that, I've been like, what am I doing?
Yeah,
you know?
I find it discouraging to not feeding off of other people's energy. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and as a performer, same thing. You know, I'm like a professional ham over here, and I just I can't do it.
Which we appreciate through the screen too, but it's much different. Yeah. Let's see. We have a question from Mauricio Abascal.
Best friend.
How can we change our current relationship to nature as merely a spectacle and bring it back to being our home and context?
I mean, I think, like I said earlier, I think one of the first steps to doing that is being able to truly be in nature and allowing yourself some time to just not worry about what we're doing to it. That's all there and that's very real, but I'm just saying you need to let yourself be cradled by nature to understand how you can fight this battle. You need to get it inside of you and understand that the connection is more than just saying that our carbon footprint is big. You know, it needs to like really become a part of you. So I think that's one of the first steps. And then, you know, getting involved in activism is great too.
Yes, totally. I guess in response to that, I have my own question, which is, I've seen people posting about, you know, the Trump Bay parade. What would you think would be like the proper response that would also be safe to nature and the earth? Like how should we respond?
I think that, you know, like I said, I don't want to like focus on the fact that it's Trump. I don't care who it is, you know, like, I mean, I do, but I don't. Like, I think we need to, you know, let them know. I think that there's going to be some forms of direct action that take place, maybe in the form of kayaking, canoeing, putting some banners around, things like that, to just send the message like, come on, hey, like, people in Miami have boats. They've always had boats. I've been out on boats. Like, I prefer non-motorized vehicles, but, you know, okay. Like, but not now is the thing. It's like, just for crying out loud, you know?
Yeah.
So if anyone's interested in any sort of direct action, please message me about it and we can talk. There is also a march that is going to be very safe, very, you know, there's a lot of elected officials that are taking part in that, and it's a march for the Bay and the cleanup. And so that's another option. That's Saturday morning. And I posted about it in my stories, but I can also, I'll make another post for people if, you know, they'd like to go that route.
That sounds great. I think Nicole Saucedo suggested that in the chat. She said maybe we go move in the mangroves this Saturday for Bay March. So seems like.
Ooh, Nikki.
Yeah.
Thanks, pal. I love that.
Yes.
That's a great idea.
Great ideas all around. Well, I'm going to let you take it away to wrap up. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Jenna. It was amazing.
Thank you. We have a little treat for you guys.
Surprise.
Dennis! Marriage, guys. It's cool. Yelling at Dennis. Here we go. A little outro music for you. Oh, yeah. Is that good? Dennis Fuller, the imbecile, also. Donzii. I'm free of headphones. Can you hear me? Yeah? Cool.
Alright, Dennis, what are we gonna do tonight?
I don't know, Jenna. What should we do? Maybe we'll invent a song.
Sounds great.
Okay, why don't you invent a song for us?
Alright.
I'll give you a drum beat.
Oh, cool. Thanks so much for joining. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much. That was an amazing outro. Thanks. Thank you, Dennis, too. Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.